This is the Khoodeelaar television channel being broadcast on the internet under the banner of Baby Angel Geronimo Manifesto editions, accompanied by the Baby Angel Skajiwan and her family of kittens from 1978 to today, 28th of October 2024. This is the special investigations on behalf of the baby kittens, the Princess Kittens 2024. This is referring to the criminals that are officially known as the Joy Foundation, which criminals are being funded at the expense of the animals and the community in Newark, where the criminals controlling the decision-making process in the London Borough of Newark. This is in the context of the statement being widely promoted by Fleet Street, attributing the statement to William, Diana's elder son, saying that he is going to do something to end homelessness. Obviously, that is a aim and object and purpose that would be universally supported by all the right-thinking people. But the decision makers who cause homelessness are mainly left to their own devices to carry on doing the central corruption and criminality under the protection of the English local boroughs in England. They're not held to account, and there is no publication of the actual amounts of money they spend in funding criminals like the Joy Foundation and other temporary housing providers right across the country that are funded by the criminals, making the irresponsible, cruel, negligent, corrupt, fraudulent decisions under the protection of the relevant local borough council. One of the things that is most significant about the British media is that the so-called private lie, which says that it is the most popular magazine in the United Kingdom, it carries a section or a page or column called Street of Shame. The street is a reference to the Fleet Street, which is where most of the newspapers used to be based at. Before the newspapers moved out into various different postal addresses, But because of the length of time over which the newspapers were headquartered, based in Fleet Street, the two words Fleet Street has become synonymous with the British press, the printed press. The printed press is, of course, not truthful. It's corrupt to the core. And so, therefore, the magazine boasting that it is the most popular magazine, Private Life, its section or column called Street of Shame is supposed to be a fact based analysis of the contents and the editorial bias and unfitness for purpose of Fleet Street newspapers. But examining the contents of the Street of Shame for the last, let's say, 40 years since the midget Ian Pissoff took over control of the editing of the paper, the fortnightly Private Lie, it is clear that the Street of Shame is not a column that actually examines the corruption, the criminality, the fraud, the racism, and the bias inherent in the Fleet Street newspapers. So, whatever Diana's son, William Windsor, is going to do by promoting himself as the person championing the object of ending homelessness will not be scrutinized properly. And it will not be scrutinized in relation to the experience of the people who are involuntarily made homeless in the thousands, in the hundreds of thousands every single year. Our program is going to be devoted in context to examining what William Windsor actually does in relation to his announcement that he is going to end homelessness, not just talk about it. And this is in context of the lack of scrutiny and lack of rigorous analysis of all the organs of the state, including the judiciary, including the elected parliament, including the executive government in the United Kingdom, centrally and locally, local government at the borough council levels. We shall be updating on the question that I attempted to put to the so called full council in June 2013 about the corruption in Tower Hamlets of the crooks that had been given billions of pounds worth of council housing stock by the crooks in local council, Tower Hamlets Council. My questioning was appropriate, but it was interrupted by the criminals controlling the proceedings in the full council in July, in June 2013. In July, at the so called mayor's cabinet meeting, in July 2013, I attempted to extract answers to my question that I put to the meeting. That meeting sabotaged the question and allowed the liar, Rabina Khan, to spout a pack of lies that had been scripted for her to deny and untruthfully respond to my single question. All of those will be updated in the context of William Windsor's statement that he is going to end homelessness. And it will be updating also the state of the corrupt judiciary that has been acting as the extension, rubber stamp of the DEFRA criminality, the depraved DEFRA department, in its program of harassment, vilification, defamation against the baby angel Geronimo and Geronimo's human mom, Helen MacDonald. This is ending at 11:25 GMT. The length of this video is just short of 12 minutes.